Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Painting a puppy today on Procreate with the iPad and my pencil. This is not my usual type of dog that I draw. This is a pit bull. I usually draw Chihuahuas, so this is definitely change of pace, which is great. So this one's going to be purple. This is a friend's dog. Let's see. I think I want to use, it's kind of going to be moody-ish. Oops. Let's go here. We're going to move it up so we can see. Whoa. Camera being weird. Okay. Focus, camera. The moment I move it, it changes. Oh my god, it's so strange. Okay, so let's pick our brush. I haven't worked on this one in a little bit, so let's see. Let's test out some of the colors. Oh, whoa. Watercolor brush. So I either have to use lots of pressure to get a lot of color, just 2 taps of your finger to undo, or do I want to do gouache? I think I might like that a little bit more. It's a little bit more painty. Can see some streaks, but it still has like that transparency type feel that watercolor has. So I think I'm gonna go with that one. This is Sable. I was like trying to remember her name. She's super sweet. She's huge, way bigger than a Chihuahua. So I just don't draw pit bulls that often, but I think they're beautiful, and I think that this is going to be fun. I've already done the outline of the sketch just with like a pencil, making sure I'm on a new layer. I want to pull up my reference photo. You can just kind of drag this over here. Okay, and there she is in real life. She's so happy. We're going to start off finding the shadows. It's been a week. It's almost Friday. It's great for those of you who don't work weekends, but it's still a good thing. Some relief in the air, sort of. If you've been following in the news, they tend to do some crazy shit on Friday, so it's always a little stressful. But when are they not doing crazy shit? So we're just gonna like paint a puppy to just make us feel better. Let's get like a darker, not a black, like a maroon-ish browny kind of thing. We're gonna like squint our eyes. We're gonna lower the size of this brush to that, maybe a little bit more. Gouache is cool. Some people really hate it. But I kind of like it. It's like a mixture, like watercolor and acrylics in a way, like kind of just, watery down paint. Each layer is going to get a little darker. I can add pressure. I'm going to squint so I can see where the blobs of darkness are. If you were like doing watercolor, you could like start with the light and go to dark with your paints, but then when you're doing like any sort of other painting, you want to do your darks and then put your lights on top of it. So watercolor's always been really challenging for me, but I think it's like really beautiful. So oops, I accidentally switched to eraser tool because I tapped something weird. So just some blobs. We can even get like really loose with it. So she's kind of brindle. And so it's going to be fun to kind of draw some of her coat very different. Some squinting so I can see the dark shades a lot easier. It's always good when you like, you can even I could even take my glasses off and do it, but I'm not going to do that. So I do like being able to see, even though that doesn't always work. Squinting. So for the most part, like, you're just going to have kind of an ugly painting for a while. And that's okay. You just got to kind of know that going in, because it can get a little scary, like halfway point, and you're just like, it's so ugly. What did I do? Why is this so bad? You just have to like get yourself through it mentally. There's always a chance for ugliness. But usually there's a light at the end of the tunnel that can help you just see it through. And obviously, like dark noses. Let's make sure I'm on the right layer. Yes, okay. Sometimes I paint on my sketch layer, and then that is like super sad and frustrating. It's never a good thing. Sometimes you could duplicate it, you can lock it. Oh, that's another thing. So like if you just wanted to lock, this, lock it, then I can't actually draw on it because they wouldn't let me. I wouldn't be, if I were trying to go on it. So if I went here and I was like, it'd be like, no, do you want to unlock it? And I'm like, no, I don't. I want my sketch to remain the way that it is. Okay, darkness, the ears, major dark. I did not go to school for like art or design or anything. So, traditional artist, feel free to judge or don't. Whatever. Non-artists, feel free to judge too. Everyone is allowed to do that. Yeah, so now it just looks really blobby and you're like, ooh, what did you just do to that really cute puppy? I'm gonna make her purple. So while this palette has like other colors in it, which I could bring in, I might just do monochromatic and just use these purplies and then the blacks and maybe some brown. I'm like the green is really pretty too. Maybe some of the background is green or something. I don't have to use my whole palette for this. I still haven't decided if I'm like coloring everything in or doing strokes. If you were with me last time, you would have watched me really struggle with this other dog. He was just an interesting looking character. It was just like really hard. I was doing more of like a illustrated, like cartoony version of him. He had like 5 different haircuts in my reference photos. Like, it was just really it was such a challenge. So kind of glad to be done. He was so cute. Like, it was just, oh man, it was hard. And then I had my husband take a shot and he was like, yeah, this is a tough dog to do. So I didn't feel like complete, and he did go to art school. So I'm like, okay, it's not just me. It's this beautiful, cute doggy. And he was like a dachshund. But he didn't look like a dachshund. He was wire hair with very long hair. Kind of think maybe he was like a mix or something. But he was adorable. Get the teeth in. Oh, I forgot to do the dark. That's too dark. Down here. So you just get our blobbies in. Like, this is not arranged lightest to dark, but whatever. Now we're just looking for lighter spots. It's still going to make it obviously darker, adding more color on. I'm going to have to work through the eyes. Just want to make sure I'm getting all the brown spots. I'm kind of leaving the orange as is, so that will either stay kind of white, or maybe I'll bring like that green in, or the brown or something. In my head, I haven't decided, so no decision on that yet. And after I kind of do like a full face a little bit, I'm gonna start figuring out where I'm gonna focus in on. So is this the same color? This is a little lighter. Or is it a little lighter? It's a little lighter back here. There's a song. I saw it on John Oliver, and it was like, we're in a hostile government takeover. And it's like, I don't even think that's the right tune, but it's kind of in my head. It's real. I try not to get too political. I didn't have that content label. I didn't have that checked off, so don't want to get dinged by Twitch. And also, I don't want to also like make you guys uncomfortable if that's not what you came here for. But the things like this place is totally mental health friendly. It is also OCD friendly for those perfectionists out there. Hello. And intrusive thoughts, keeping us up at night. Good times. I could also like pull colors from the picture, but since I'm doing purple, it's like such a obviously different take on this dog. So pulling in any like natural colors like might actually not help us too much. So we're not going to do that. He's going to look like grape jelly. Nothing wrong with grape jelly. I prefer grape jelly. I don't know about you guys, but I just really do not care for strawberry jelly. Ooh, don't hate me. I don't know what it is about it, but it is not my cup of tea. Like, I like strawberries on like pancakes and waffles and maybe just a few like bites of them, but honestly, like, yeah, maybe it's just not my flavor. So I find grape jelly or strawberry jelly like overdone. Like it's just too much strawberry. He's got like, she has little beautiful dark eyes. Sometimes it helps to like give eyeballs. But oops. Well, that's okay. Make her eyes. I mean, a lot of this will get like covered up sort of, but sometimes it helps if you just want it to start looking like more like a dog than this like blobs. Then that can really help you. Purple dog. I'm okay with that color. There's an eyedropper tool if you want that. You could also like hold down for a few seconds with your thumb. Let's zoom in on her. Let's see what this, ooh, that brush. I changed the color somehow. And I also changed the size of the brush like crazy. Didn't want to do that. So depending on the style that I do, it usually takes me about like 2 to 3 hours to do a dog. So I probably won't get through the whole one tonight. And I like to like sleep on it too, just to have like some brain rest and then come back. Because usually by the end of this like session, I'm just like, oh, it's ugly as shit. Like, I hate this. Like, let me delete it. But I always like talk myself out of that. So that actually never really happens. I just like, if I do feel the need to like start over, then I will. But I won't delete what I've done. I'll just make a new canvas and Procreate and start over there that way. She's got really, really big Nostrils, ginormous. They look so large. Okay. There's like darkness here. I'll put some light on top of that too. There's darkness around. We can just fill that in, honestly, and then we'll lighten it up. I could do brown for her eyes. I don't know if I want her to have purple eyes, like particularly, because the rest of her fur will be purple and the eyes are kind of different. And I'm like, do I give her some green eyes? I don't know. Let's just go with, let's do brown and see what that looks like. Because obviously in real life she's got like amber eyes that are very pretty. They're so pretty. I mean, they're kind of like, yeah, ambery orange beautifulness. It's really cool. Let's go back to something dark. I need to change the settings on my Apple Pencil because I'm like, every time, I'm just like, I didn't want it to be that. I didn't want it to go to my eraser tool, and it fucks with me. And still, it's just like, oof, what are you doing? Let's get... Then we give her magical eyes. My dog is making noise. Is my camera like really fuzzy? Is it just like not in focus? I'd love for it to focus. Hello. Okay. That's like a little nicer. Okay. I think that looks a little bit better. What happens when I take it off? Purple people eater over here. Crazy. Yeah, grape jelly puppy. That's okay. I mean, it's gonna look really wonky for a little bit. It's gonna look real weird. You kind of just have to be okay with it. I know it's strange, and you're just like, why can't it just be beautiful from the get-go? And I wish that too, because right now, just looking at it, it's so funny. But that's all right. Oh yeah, I've like finished that eye, and I didn't do this eye the way that I did the other one. Okay. I wonder if Love is Blind is coming back today or tomorrow, because I'm like, give me some of that. I need something like really bad, like really just shit television that's so entertaining. It's going to make me feel a lot better. And I was so bored initially, like, extremely bored, but actually now it's like kind of getting a little bit better. Like there's not so much drama initially. And like that show's usually just freaking full of it. So it's a little dull. But I think that they stepped up their game. That's not the right color. I think it's this one. You might have to give her cooler eyes because her eyes are so awesome just in real life. So I kind of feel bad that I like don't have that for her in my palette of like, holy shit, amber, showstopper, blobbies. Okay, she looks a little bit more like a dog. I could work on her nose too. Give her some refinement there. Since it's already like so bright there. Or her mouth. I kind of really don't like noses. So maybe I'll give it that a stab. Let's go from dark, 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 dark. So we got the nostrils already in. Watch a lot of people like time lapse and draw and stuff, but I feel like they never have an ugly stage for long. But it does make me feel a little bit better sometimes when they like just post one like screenshot of the ugly stage. And I'm like, okay, it's not just me. Draw that dark line that goes down the middle. Ooh, that's way too thick. And you're just like, you have to forget you're drawing a nose. Instead, you're drawing shapes and shadows and curves. So if you can block it out of yourself to say this is not a nose, this is just a blob of color, you can like have a little bit more control, and it's going to actually look more real than it would if you were like, I'm drawing a nose. But you know, I say that and then it's really hard to just like completely forget you're drawing a nose. Because then you just really end up drawing a fucking nose. This needs to be darker. Darker near that line here, lighter. The darkest is like the holes, obviously. But then you have to decide how to make the rest of the nostril even. It's dark, it's kind of brown up here. Dark up here. kind of like fades into this hair. Can even bring some like black. Classic. All the way down. It's like a weird little moon. This one's also a weird little moon, but it's like kind of like weird little sea. Yeah. Then darker. Go really light on this shading. I think. Okay. And then it's like a lighter, let's see, brown. Versus this purple. Bigger. Lighter. At some point it comes to an end and it's like a weird strange ass nose shit. The nose is a strange place. It's maddening. It always ends up having, it like works out eventually. It's like I've done this enough to know that like I will get there with the nose. It just, God, sometimes it just is like painful to get there. It's just a thing that like, it's just like, you just have to get tortured a little bit. So it's like, oh, did I get that shape right? Did I get this shape right? The nostrils are ginormous, so like that makes sense. Let's do, and the light will come in. It will. It will make more sense. you can squint again. Squinting's very good. It's very good for you to squint when you do this occasionally. Take a step back. She's like, okay, she all knows. She's kind of all knows. Like, that thing is massive. And once I get like the lips down or like not lips, but once I get the mouth kind of figured out, like it'll all just start looking more normal. This is just like not the stage you like show the client. They're like, what the fuck? They have to be nice if they know you. They have to be weird if they don't. Like, it's not good to say like, oh, look me, I'm like 30% done. Because it just doesn't look anything like their beloved dog. And that's like, you just don't want to have to deal with that. Because they're like, oh, maybe purple was the wrong choice. Or like, fuck, I shouldn't have given you any money. I think that's too late. So you don't want it to get like that point, because then, yeah, you just don't show, or like let them know. Like, it's like, I've done this a million times. You've seen my finished work. Like, you know, like this is your dog is beautiful, and I'm gonna make her beautiful. And like, just don't worry. Sit back, relax. I got this. Maybe I do some of the around. I think I can make the light this like creamy color maybe. I mean, it definitely looks like a nose. So it just looks like a nose on a weird 2D thing shaped. I'm gonna go in and refine it more. I'll put more of the light in there. Definitely an important piece of like having contrast. Like, sometimes people go like they don't have enough. So like, if you feel like something is just like kind of fuzzy, or like, just give your painting more contrast. Like, darken up the shadows, lighten up the lights, just see what happens. It's time for the Muppet Show. Now I'm going to sing the Muppet. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. That's our blackest blacks. Oops, in the back. I could do in the back too. Give it the underpainting of it all. Give it some on top where it needs it, where it deserves darkness. I think it's too smooth here. Gotta get some darker darks. I hope someone comes and beats Pastor Slum soon. I mean, I know we're all supposed to do that together, so it's just stressful. To be like, I'm just one person. I know one person. It makes a lot more people. It's really important part of it all. It's just kind of scary. Because you're like, isn't there one other person that's going to be like a little bit more powerful than me, that like can put a stop to this, like that has the money or has the clout, has the way with the words? But it's like, it is really just all of us coming together. And yeah, there's definitely going to be some people in there that have more They're better with the words. Like, I don't think it's going to be like some Batman, even though that would be nice. Or like maybe a bunch of the people from Inglourious Bastards. Maybe. Oh, it's becoming a nose. Oh, I think I messed it up. Pull some back. I don't know. Maybe just leave it as is right now. Leave the nose as is. Work on that shit later. Mouth. The rest of the face. Half of this face. He's not dark enough. You're not dark enough, doggy. I will make you darker. Here. Yeah, let's start down here. Let's get some underneath stuff going. Some dark stuff. Bigger brush strokes for that. It's not the most dark of the dark, but let's do the shading again. Squint your eyes, people. Get them inside the mouth, on the chin. It's okay. You're like, oh my god, all the work you've done. What are you doing? You're covering it all up. It's okay. It's on a different layer. Working through this. It's dark. Like she's got some really dark really dark places that we actually didn't like refine as much as we should have. Sorry, Sable. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Yeah, she just kind of looks like a silly little clown, but she's not. I mean, she might act like a clown, who knows? All doggies are a little goofy. I'm gonna have that fucking song stuck in my head. Like, why didn't you use any of this darkness before? Why are we just seeing this now? Great question. Now she kind of looks like she's got some bruises. Okay, Sable. Sweet doggy. And the lights, I see them. She's really shiny. It's awesome. I want to make sure that I have contrast, obviously, between her brindle coat, but also then the light. Okay, we can go one shade lighter. Does that get us into this spot? Yeah. Okay, so down here. These are like the mediums. Up in her head a little. Forgot this one that kind of goes like around under her eye and then up. Same thing with this, like she's got a lightness that travels this way, travels under the eye, around the mouth, down here. Even down here it just gets lighter. Obviously her mouth. It's going to the light purple now. So we get to the purples. Dark. Oof, sitting weird, I think. Let's go to a lighter shade. Can we get kind of under that? It's like coming around up here, and then it'll be kind of darker in front. So you're gonna get back to like that brown maybe, and bring it down around the kind of just scribbling still. Scribbles. Oops. Ah, black. That's very dark. Oh yeah. I brought the black back. Okay. I'm kind of do some blending later for the tongue at least. So it's not like too obvious. It's like, here are my lines. These tongues have lines. These hills have eyes. These tongues have lines. Okay. Way lights. Jump into the light. Oops. I just want to be in, like, don't make it in the middle, even if it looks in the middle. Let's get these teeth doing something so that they're at least there. Just white for right now. We can shade them in later. Crazy teeth, Sable. Holy. Blobby 1. Weird Blobby 2. Blobby 3. Blobby 4. Blobby 5. 6, 7, puppy 9. Then some little ones back here. Right now I'm just having them there to have them there. Oh, goodness. Stretch them. Maybe some wispies. Wispies for the chin. Oh, you can't even see that. How does she look? I think her jaw's a little weird. There needs to be more depth there, obviously. It needs to be darker. Darker. Did I even bring that? I'm kind of painting like this, like I would with oils. It's always funny. I'm like, I'm going to do a different style. And just like ends up, I guess it's technically a different style because it's a different brush, but I'm kind of doing the same thing. These ears are never dark enough. I want you darker. Be darker. There's this like hangy part of the mouth that goes back. I gotta get that involved. Of course, I did that with the fucking teeth. It's fine. Maybe I go back to the teeth and do it there. It kind of comes in a lighter little pull. And then it's like gets bigger down here, and then it goes like literally like straight. This is a little like curvy thing in. And shiny and pink and things over here. Underneath the teeth, but not in a straight line. I definitely need to like stretch out a little bit later. I was leaning over on this tongue situation. It's gotta be darker black up here. And then like a white on top of it, but I'll deal with that highlight later. And then some things come back here. Could even do it behind it, a layer behind. Because I want it to be like an outline of that. Yeah. And it kind of goes up. It might go even further up. It's like more of back to that layer. Do eyedropper. I might want this one even tinier. And I think it's like curves. Definitely want to get rid of some of that. Purple grapey dog. They gave me their color palette of like their home and stuff, so I wanted to do one of the colors in there. So, which was more of a this type thing, brown, green, purple. Oh, I need to make that brush way bigger. So it's like, instead of her orange-ishness, we're coming in with this. I don't even know if we want it to be that big though. Ooh, not that then. Like I could do like little squiggles. Nope. They need to be kind of subtle, caramely things. She's a happy dog, so I need to make her look happy. Are you happy, Sable? I hope so. Can do a highlight layer since that's kind of what I'm doing. So it's kind of the last thing you're supposed to do, but it kind of just helps me like figure out like, oh, where's that supposed to go again? Okay, so there's like a highlight here, highlight there, got those. I can come in with like a white or like even like some of the green too. Her teeth obviously need some work. I mean, even the top of the nose is like way lighter, but this is like the most extreme. Like give her something in the eye, down here. Where's her other highlights? Where's this? Yeah, like the sun, like the lighting. There's like some of that going on. She's got a very big nose, like snout. The snout is legit Sable. And then there's a highlight that comes like kind of like subtly down here, but doesn't follow like the same line. This is another place where you can like kind of squint to pull it out a little bit more. Lightness down there. There's tons up here. Just because that's white hair. There's still like some at the top, tippy top. There's some behind it. So I just need to get her like snout figured out. And then she's got lots of amber stuff going on over here. She's got little lines. But they even should be a different shade than just your overall highlights because they're part of the color of the fur rather than like the lightness. Or, I don't know. I could even like come in with green at some point, like finishing touches, like if I wanted to do something really weird and have her just have some green in it. You don't want them like too much because it's like, it's kind of the highlighter of her, just like there's little like, it's like an accent or something. So like maybe I want some on her nose, like wherever she kind of like shows off like a lot, like, like I don't know. Yeah, maybe not completely like dark and deep. But just kind of like have that, like it brings a little bit more oomph to it. You could like even, well, that's kind of crazy. We could also do a background, right? I mean, like, honestly, like this, there's so many different ways you can do a portrait and a painting and like even do like a underpainting of it in green, like really dark green. And that's just like making, for me, it's like, it just makes it everything like, woo, it just blends. Gives it a lot more depth than it's just like white background. But you could also like do a literal backdrop in a different color green because maybe you want like the light green and make a really big you could do like the whole paper. See different brush strokes happening. I mean, she's kind of getting a little, I don't know. I'm not finished. I'm like nowhere near finished. I probably have like an hour to go on this painting, but I just want to show you some things you can do that if you wanted to like make her just like a little bit different, just like not the regular like photorealistic dog. It's always good to ask someone like what colors they like. So I just did a blue dog, like you can see. I can move Sable off. Like did a blue dog. Because that's what they liked. This was kind of like using the color of the photo and bringing it in, but making, like obviously this dog isn't green, but there's a lot of sun off the grass and onto him, and like the reflection of the grass to his white fur kind of gives that green tone. So I made him greener, I guess, than he would be in real life. But I mean, you can do lots of stuff. Like, see if I have any weird color dogs in here. I mean, I have this pink dog, obviously. Like, no dog is pink, too bad. That would be so fun. I mean, you could always dye like a blonde doggy with pet safe dye, I guess. But you can see I used pink for this, giving it a little shading. It made it a little bit more like of a caricature. Oh, you see like one ballerina in here. Sometimes I go rogue. This one, man, I just like had so much trouble with that dog. So many do-overs, but I got it to something that I thought was good enough. So this dog just straight up like different. This was like these were more photorealistic. And you can see up close, like there's like a blur this is an oil brush, but there's a completely different style is going on here. It's a lot more like square brushes, strokes, and more strokey. A lot of different rectangular shapes forming this dog as we see it. This is somewhat similar, but I got really, really detailed in the mouth. Oops, I flipped him. And some of the paws as well. So, but then same, like these are my oil doggies. That was like silly things. So, what happened? Oh yeah, Sable back here. So you can see. I don't know. We'll see what she looks like when I'm done. You can give her like a little shadow or something, maybe like even like a darker green in the back that kind of pops out. Ooh. I don't know what they'll like, but we'll see. But I think that's it for me tonight. My back is hurting. I definitely need to stretch out. Maybe watch some really shitty television. Or maybe watch Severance, because that show is amazing right now. Hope you guys have a great night. Just take a break, don't doom scroll, and we'll see you later.